fast trackers, and welcome to another lockdown piano. My name's Daryl and I'm in Sydney, Australia. The sun's starting to come out. It's a little bit after 11 o'clock in the morning here, and we're in lockdown for another 10 days. So I'm taking the opportunity to practice my pieces for my jazz band Sax Appeal. And the piece I'm going to do today is Liberated Brother. Now, this is not necessarily a teaching video. It's a thing for me, as I am a teacher as well. I thought you might be interested and you might pick up a few tips from these little jazzy tunes that I'm practicing for my band. So if you'd like to say hello on the live chat, you can ask questions and I can try and explain them, give you some answers, okay? Now, the piece is called Liberated Brother. I have a bit of a problem with this piece because it's a difficult chord progression for me to remember. Now, some people remember things and other people don't remember them, so this is one of those funny ones. I'm going to try and play it right through. This is Liberated Brother. Through it. Oh, it's a funny combination of chords. It's this chord sequence I have trouble remembering. So I just got to do it over and over and over and over again. That's called practicing. Even lying in bed when you don't want to get out, you can still practice. You don't have to go to the piano. So you can just lie in bed and think, oh, the first part is this and this, and the second part is this and this and this. It's a nice way to practice, just lying in bed thinking about that stuff. Because half the time it's not necessarily the fingers, it's your brain. It's your brain trying to remember what to do, telling your fingers what to do. Sometimes your fingers just do it. It's called muscle memory. Now, to tell you the truth, I just did this video 10 minutes ago and it wasn't broadcasting. It wasn't coming through. There was a technical error. So I'm doing it again. And it was quite embarrassing. I couldn't remember the introduction at all. And so I'd like to share with you little things. Now, I went over to the piano there and I started playing and it came back. That's called muscle memory. Can I remember it again? It's a little quirky thing. It goes like this, I think. The thing I couldn't remember was to put your thumb on D and your little fourth finger on B flat. And see, if you don't remember that, you're in trouble. You've either got to have it written down, and my thing about the band is we got to learn everything off by heart. I just love it when people play everything off by heart. It's far more entertaining, don't you think, to see people up there. Can you imagine Mick Jagger up there with a music stand in front of him? It wouldn't be right. So for our jazz band, I like the same sort of thing. We should know our music off by heart so we can put our heart and soul right into it. Now, I failed. I couldn't remember the introduction, but here it is. Now it's D and B flat, and in the left hand you got F. Reminds me a little bit of an old Eric Burdon song called Spill the Wine. Spill the wine. Do, do, do. I'll just click on, looks like we're transmitting this time, and I'll just click on to see if anybody's watching so I can at least say hello to you. Okay, so here's the introduction. D and B flat in the right hand, and it's like playing drums. Boom, chicka, boom, ch, boom, boom, ch, doom, doo, ch. It's not like classical Bach or Mozart. You're playing drums on the piano. No, we start here. Yeah. G'day, Jeffrey. Where are you, Jeffrey? Whereabouts are you? You in Canada or America somewhere? I presume you are. Our European friends will be well and truly asleep by now. Thanks for watching. So that's the introduction. Then the saxophone player comes in. Hi Thomas, how you going? And the saxophone player, then I start playing chords. And the chords are G minor 7 to C7. Now, Carlos Santana has used that chord progression everywhere throughout his career, in different keys, of course. You've got to change your evil ways, baby. She's Not There is another one. She's not there. There's so many. You're No Good by Linda Ronstadt. My Sweet Lord by George Harrison. G'day, James. What I'm doing here is I'm in lockdown in Sydney, Australia. This is live, of course, and I might be able to get out and have a bit of a game of golf this afternoon. It looks like it's clearing up this afternoon, so that would be wonderful. But this is a great opportunity to practice. So I've got a jazz band called Sax Appeal. There's 32 tracks that we've got to do, and we do them all off by heart if we remember them. Now, one of the ones I'm having trouble with is this one, Liberated Brother, by Horace Silver, I think, wrote it. It's a cute little piece. Has this nice little intro, which I couldn't remember 20 minutes ago. So I'm glad I've persevered. D and a B flat. I've got to remember that. Okay, now there's 4 lines in this piece. The first one's pretty easy. G minor 7 to C7 with a little jerky rhythm. That's 4 times, isn't it? Now the next line is weird. It goes up to B flat minor 7, up here, to E flat 7. Then he decides, no, I don't want to do that, I'm going back to here again. Then he gets tired of it and throws an E7 sharp 9. Woo! That's the Jimi Hendrix chord. Foxy! There it is. So the second line is B flat minor 7. Jimi Hendrix didn't make it up, by the way. Miles Davis had it before that, and I'm sure people have had it before that too. B flat minor 7 to E flat 7. Now G minor 7 twice. Now the Jimi Hendrix chord. Right, so that's halfway through this Liberated Brother thing. It's like remembering a really bad telephone number that's elongated and tricky to just get your head around. And the next one is, I'm trying not to look at the music here, is the same thing. Yep, and then back again. But instead of doing it twice, only do it once and play an A7 augmented. Woo! There you go. There's an A7 augmented. Then a D7 sharp 9. All these fancy names, they make it sound really hard, but it's not that hard once you get your head around it. The trouble is getting your head around it. G'day, Kirby. Hey, Kirby. How you going, mate? How you doing with the lockdown? You doing all right? Have you got a new Star Wars song to learn? Good to see you. I'm going through this piece called Liberated, Brother. I'm doing some practice in front of everybody, and I thought they might get a few tips. So there's 4 lines. The first line's easy, G minor 7 to C7 4 times. The second line is weird. You got a B flat minor 7 to E flat 7, then back again. Then finish it off with a Jimi Hendrix chord. My friend Kirby used to play the guitar. He used to come in here and play AC/DC songs on a Friday afternoon up full blast. Had a lot of fun. I think my speakers are still working. You have a good day, Kirby. Now, the third line is the same as the second line, but we change to A7 augmented to D7 sharp 9. Oh, this is what it looks like written down so far. G minor 7 to C7 4 times. Second line is B flat minor 7 to E flat 7. Then back to G minor 7 2 with Now we got the last line, which is a cacophony. It's G minor 7 to C7. That should be all right. Then we go down a tone to F minor 7 to B flat 7. You know why I'm doing this? I'm doing this for my practice and possibly to help you out with a few tricks as well. And then we finish it with that. Is that right? Yes, it's right. Let's show the last line. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm going to play through the whole of Liberated, Brother without a stop now. Has this little intro? I did it. I got through it. Fantastic. Now this is very rhythmic and it's very chord orientated. So we have solos in jazz, don't we? How am I going to solo over the top of that? Well, there's a couple of things you could do. If you're in a band, you could do a cop-out version. You could just jam on these 2 chords. Just do that the whole way through. So how would you do that though? G minor 7 to C7. The easiest way to play those 2 chords in the left hand, so your right hand is free to solo, is G minor 7 to C7. That's it. It's pretty easy, really. Okay, so now that you've got that, what are you going to play in the right hand? Well, it's a G minor scale, I think. E flat doesn't work. Doesn't work, so it has to be E natural, because you've got an E here. Well, that's not a minor scale now. That is actually the Dorian mode, I think. The Dorian mode starting on D is that. The Dorian mode starting on G is... Yes, that's correct. So if you want to give it a name, it's called the Dorian mode. So now you can improvise over the top of those two chords using the Dorian mode. You want to throw some little bluesy things in by going flip. Add a helicopter. Just about every Santana keyboard solo's got that in it. Don't you love that? Now, if you were going to play a solo in Liberated Brother for your band, you could just play that G minor 7 to C7 over and over and over again. But our band has decided to do it the hard way. And we're going to do the whole chord regression. That means you're going to have all these different scales. And not only that, the chords change so quickly you don't really get a chance to get into it. So what do? Well, the first line is the same two chords over and over again, so that's okay. Now the rot starts to set in. So you've got B flat minor 7. Well, it's a similar thing to that, isn't it? Only it's in a different key. So maybe you could go. Yeah. Then it goes back to that again. Or you can do something else. You can just do what I call a chunky chord solo, where your fingers are still on the same notes and you could just sort of chunk away and make it more of a feature than just in the background sort of thing. Something like this, I suppose. Yeah, just playing the notes out of the chords like you were before, but you're not quite hitting it quite as much. Okay, I'm going to finish up, so I think that's all. I've done enough on Liberated Brother. Hope you got something out of that. I might do another one. That's number 4 in a series of our lockdown. So I'll catch you again another time. Bye. Philadelphia, Jeffrey. Good. Hope you got something out of that.